Hello and good Tuesday evening to all of you out there. This is Jarrod Alberich, the yard sale artist, and I want to welcome you to the art live stream number 2. These are every Tuesday night at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern, 4 Mountain, and 3 Pacific, and 7 p.m. in Bermuda, where my usual partner is, and I think he's just about ready to come on. He's just on come off mute. There he is. What up? Say hello. Everyone to Mark Hatherley. He sounds like he's got situated.
Cool.
See, he's
yeah. That's a cool page, Jarrod.
Yeah, this is a page by Wendell Cavalcanti. He is an amazing penciler out of South America.
Yeah,
this is a page from a comic that I'm doing with Van Plexico called Cold Lightning. It's a sci-fi military adventure. It's really quite cool.
Yeah, is that the one?
The short story. Yeah, Ace did the coloring. We've done issue 1 is out and released. I might have a copy laying around so I can show and not tell. Yeah, here's a copy of it. There's the the cover I did.
I've seen some of this page. Yeah, that's good work.
Yeah, let me show the audience and kind of welcome everybody. Here's here's number 1. Let me just find like a random page to open to. It's really cool because a lot you'll see it's kind of dark because there's a lot of underground adventure in this one. They're like deep in the bowels of this hidden space station. And I love that last page where they find like the demon guy. Yeah. So yeah, this is my inks over Wendell's pencils, Ace's coloring. We made a pretty good book, and that's issue 1.
Yeah,
issue 2 is about to come out. I think we're like 2 pages of coloring away from that one coming out, and then this is in issue 3, in the third and final installment. I'm going to be working on page 4, just to hang out and chat with everybody. Speaking of which, let me check the chat real quick. GLHG is here. I'm glad you forgot the rest of your limerick. Hola, Chola from the Wolf Pack. It's nice to see you again. I appreciate all those thumbs up and hearts we're getting over there on Facebook. We are broadcasting on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. So no matter how you're getting it, we appreciate you stopping by. We'd appreciate it even more if you went by YouTube and gave us a subscription. We cracked 70 subscribers last night. We're like 72 now. So please help us out and spread the word that you can come watch Mark and I do artwork every Tuesday night at 5 p.m. Central. And we're going to continue to listen to the sweet, sweet jams of Joe November's Beats Without Homes because I got to help my boy. That's what we're going to listen to tonight, as always. And it looks to me like Mark's about to start perhaps inking a Hulk drawing.
Well, I got to finish off his hand. Then I'm probably going to finish off this door, depending on how far I get, because this hand, once again, being a nuisance.
Is the hand being a nuisance, huh?
Hand's being a nuisance. Like they say, talk to the hand, I guess.
I don't know how far I will get on tonight's page. A page usually takes me, we're going to go, here we always say about 90 minutes, and we end up going 2 hours every time.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how far I'll get. A page normally takes me, I would say, about 4 hours.
Yeah, to ink,
to ink it. So I doubt I will finish it tonight, but I will get started.
Yeah, and I figured, like I said, I'll do this because it'll take up a little bit of time, I would think.
Yeah. Hello, Duchess in the chat. Right now, I'm just drawing the outlines of the panels using a standard Sharpie marker. And it's just kind of for me anyway, because when Ace gets the pages, after I scan it in and send him the inks, he'll put like he'll bring it digitally and put like a real square in there over mine anyway. So it'll be perfectly sharp and crisp. So these panel lines are really just due for me. Don't even have to do them, but
I mean, yeah. But thank God for technology, huh?
Yep. I mean, the funny thing is, I still I try to make them really crisp, even though I know it's a waste of time.
Yeah, exactly.
That perfectionist in me, I guess.
Yeah, and it still looks nice, doesn't it?
It does.
You know.
Yeah, I mean,
you're still doing your part.
Yeah, I probably want to sell this page one day,
Exactly.
and it'd be nice for the whoever buys it to have a nice product. Sure. Man, I'm looking forward to this series being complete, and then what we may do with it. We've got a couple publishers in mind, and this could be fun times for us, me and Van. This is, again, Cold Lightning by Van Allen Plexico. He wrote it as a novella, and I'm honestly not sure if you can get the novella by itself, but I know it's in his book called Multiplex, which is a collection of all of his short stories. So I recommend that to anybody and everybody out there. I recommend any book by Van Allen Plexico. He's a good writer. He builds an amazing sci-fi universe. And if you're not even into sci-fi, he recently won an award for a book he wrote called Vegas Heist, which is a heist novel. So check it out. That's the rumor on the streets.
That's good, dude. That's good.
And Rick has shown up with his pop quiz. What is the name of the music that plays at the end of the Incredible Hulk TV show? I actually do know it's called The Lonely Man. And then he said bonus points if you can name the composer. And oh man, I knew back in November when we made the New Year's Day countdown special for Long Box Crusade, because I looked it up because it made the top 20 all-time superhero music themes, but I can't remember the guy's name now.
I feel bad every time we do the trivia.
That's all right. You get a trivia pass.
Yeah, I can never more. Let's just say I'm concentrating on my drawing.
Yes, that's what we're gonna go with.
I never know any of these things.
Just about got all my panel lines drawn. Don't want people seeing my panel lines. There we go. Joe Harnell is the correct answer. Oh, I probably wouldn't have remembered that. It's been too long. Too long since back in November that I made that show, but GLHG says Van talked about it on Twitter. I already put on my list. I assume you're talking about Vegas Heist, GLHG? If you do read Vegas Heist, you're going to notice right away that the best thing about it is the copy editing, the person who actually went through and read the rough draft and fixed all the spelling errors and stuff, because that was me. Although I probably didn't catch them all. I bet you that's the thing about when you read a book like that. There's like always one more to catch, you know?
That is one difficult thing to do.
Always one more to catch.
I've even read books now where you still find one or two small errors.
Mm-hmm.
Like 300 odd pages. It's pretty difficult, you know? I don't care how many times you go over it.
Yeah, I just realized that Wendell kind of hosed me on this one. He didn't finish drawing this gun over here. He's got the hand as if it's holding a gun and no gun in it. So I guess I get to go back to the last page and try to remember what that gun looked like and fix that. Thanks, Wendell.
Set you up. Nice and more. I like the comment, Green Lantern. No, I don't know the size on the wrong uses.
I don't know what size it is either, but I know it's large. Noah the Hyper Potato is in the chat, and he says he's digging that Hulk drawing, Mark.
Yep, thank you. I'm trying to clean it up for my good friend, Dr. Cass. Thanks to Jarrod.
Right. Hey, no problem. I got an email from Dr. Kaz today. Sounds like he's finally getting his new office set up.
Nice.
And he says he's going to be looking for some more work to hang on the wall.
Yeah, well,
So I'll give you a hint, and it's one thing you wanted to work on anyway. He mentioned something about 9x12s in marker color.
Cool.
And I know you've been wanting to work on color.
Yeah, broaden my horizons.
I almost did one tonight, a 9x12 marker color piece tonight.
Right.
But I'll be honest with you folks. The reason why I'm making this is I need to get it done. And this is a nice place to do that on our low-key Tuesday night. But number 2, I did 3 book page sketches on John Beatty's streaming channel this morning.
Yeah, I caught a small piece of that at work, you know.
I won't even lie. I'm like, man, after 3 drawings rapid fire like that, I was like, I'm tired. I don't want to design. And it's a commission for a client, and I never want to do a design or a commission when I'm just tired, like forcing myself to do it.
Yeah, because you want to be fresh.
Yeah, so I'm just going to do something smooth and easy, which is ink some cold lightning tonight.
No harm in that.
Man, it was 3 different things. So I did like Indiana Jones, and then I did Aragorn from Lord of the Rings, and then Captain America. And by the end of that, I was like, okay. I wanted to know, do you get sleepy after you're very creative? Because I do. I swear being creative takes more energy from me.
Well, it wears you out. Because I know even after these streams, like once we're off the air, it's like, okay.
I know. You're almost like
you just have like a meltdown after. It's like, okay.
I just want to go to sleep. It's weird.
Yeah, but it takes a lot. I mean, and I think more so, like doing it on live stream, it is pretty. There's a lot more to it than I thought. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the pressure of all those people watching.
And you want to keep people interested to a certain extent. Obviously, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Genome in the chat says, "Is your backlog almost caught up?" It's better, but I think I have 13 commissions in my log right now, and that's kind of like where it's been staying. Like I finish X amount and then I get X amount more, and I am not going to complain about that.
Yeah,
that is artist nirvana right there, man.
Yeah,
I am very happy to have constant work. What else going on in chat? Ronald Wentz here. That just remind everybody to hit that like button, and please subscribe. We broke 70 subscribers, and we've only been on for a week now. So I'm very happy to have 70 subscribers after just a week.
Yeah.
Tell your friends, make puppet accounts, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it. And Ronald Wentz said he tried smashing the like button, but it filed a restraining order, so that's no good. It's nice to see you, Ron, aka number 1 son, alpha son, my big brother in the Beatty family. So thanks for stopping by, dude. For anybody wondering, I'm using the usual Pigma Micron pens to ink a lot of this. And what's funny is I've learned a lot more about brushwork since, but I started this comic with issue 1, which I showed y'all earlier. There it is again. Like 2 years ago. And I didn't know brushwork then, so I don't want to change the style.
Yeah, exactly.
Now in issue 3.
Exactly. That's a pretty thing as well.
Yes. It is funny though. Like the very first page I ever inked. God, I don't want to show anybody, but I'll show you. The first page I ever inked, page 1 here. It's a very dark, so it's kind of hard to see. Thank goodness it kind of hides. I was clunky as heck on that, and then
that's not too bad.
They start getting better near the end of this. Like I actually feel good about right about this scene where Arroyo jumps down from the ceiling. I started feeling good about my inks, and even though now I still look and go, man, there's so much I could have done better.
Oh, always.
Yeah, and I just think by the end of book 3, I'm just twice as good of an inker as I was at the beginning. But I mean, that's how it goes, right?
Exactly. And the thing is, it doesn't really make a difference what you use, you know. Because I seen a page by Todd Knock earlier, and he used like a lot of markers and things like that. But the page looked awesome. But I guess when you know have the technique,
That Todd, man, I've met him before.
that guy, man, he can draw.
He's a talented cat.
Yep. But some of these guys make it look so easy, And I understand people say they've been doing it for a long time and things like that, obviously too. But still, some of them is just it definitely is a lot of natural ability there as well,
Definitely.
Because I mean, geez, it's unbelievable some of the pages you see.
So because I tend to do this thing, and it's probably very common, but I tend to do this thing that the farther away a character is in the panel, the thinner the tip I use. So I'm using a 0.2 on him because he's kind of far away. And like this guy here who's in the foreground, I'll use a pretty
bigger, yeah.
Yeah, I use a fat pen on him.
These are things that I'm just learning, Believe it or not.
You and me both, man.
Because it makes a big difference. I mean, a lot of times you hear people say it, you tend to ignore it somewhat, but then once you do it, you realize how much of a difference it makes.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, okay, no, I gotta listen because they knew what they were talking about.
That whole I remember getting my very first lesson on line weights.
Oh yeah,
from our friend of the show, John Beatty.
Yep, line weights is very important.
I drew a picture of Sonic the Hedgehog, and he was like, "You know what? Just for fun, really thicken the border around the outside of it." And I was like, "All right," and it looked, 100 times better.
Yeah, that's the thing, and you're like, "All right, whatever,"
And he's like, see, old John knows what he's talking about."
And it must be hard when you are experienced and you're trying to tell somebody else something,
Mm-hmm.
Most things, unfortunately, human nature is that most things you have to learn for yourself. It's like, no matter how many times someone tells you, until you try it for yourself.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, it's like you just like, okay, well, whatever.
Yeah, they don't know what they're talking about. I can
Exactly,
do this.
exactly.
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, but I realize with art, man, you never stop learning. Well, that's with a lot of things, but I say art because that's what I like to do, and you always learn something different.
I got some compliments in the chat on the comic book that I showed from Rick. Thank you, Rick and GLHG. Appreciate that, guys. Positive feedback keeps me going, man. I really appreciate that. And then Duchess says, I'll put it on the big screen. If anyone has any ideas for stuff for Mark to draw during the Tuesday night streams, like tonight, post it and I will note them down for the next show and who requested it.
Yeah.
And that's pretty sweet. And then Ronald immediately said, draw Jarrod like one of his French girls, which he was referencing Titanic, which is hilarious. And I'll think about it. I'll think about sending some candid boudoir shots to Mark so he can draw me on the next one.
Yeah. I'm sure I can make you look good.
I heard Duchess laugh in the background. You didn't have to laugh so overtly, Duchess.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Could have given me a little pride on that.
She must forget he could still hear you,
I hear you laughing at me. Yeah, I'm looking forward to redrawing that gun.
Yeah.
He like literally, I can't, it's hard to see on the blue line, but like he drew the hand holding a handle and then like one line where the gun goes.
Yeah, there's a bird.
I have a pretty good idea of how that gun goes because I've drawn it inked it a few times, but
yeah,
it's always nerve-wracking.
Of course.
It's like, I just want to make sure Wendell doesn't get mad about it. But I mean, hey, he doesn't have the right to get mad because he should have done it his dang self.
Right. Yep.
Now I know, I'm hoping, I know it's a low percentage chance, but I'm hoping Allen Plexico, the writer of this comic, is able to stop by tonight. I sent him a link.
Oh, right.
He had to do some family stuff, but he's going to try to stop by.
Yeah.
So it'd be great to hear from the writer. I talk with him regularly, obviously. And sometimes he gets frustrated at how long it's taken to make this book. Because seriously, we've been at it for like a little over 2 years, and we're just on issue 3. But I'm like, dude, when it's basically an all volunteer army, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, well, exactly.
But I get his frustration though, because I mean he has paid some folks that have been a little slow.
Yeah, well, right.
We won't name no names. But I get his frustration. But then again, I like to remind him, like, remember that movie that came out with Tom Hanks? It was based on most people didn't know it was based on kind of what? Road to Perdition.
I never knew that was based on a comic book. I got to rewatch that too.
Yeah. I like to remind Van from time to time that Road to Perdition, the comic book, it took them 4 years to make it.
Gee.
So,
well, yes, and I can understand as well, because with as much as with all book, you know, I can't wait to see the finished product, but you know, it takes time.
Yeah, and like you said, Mark and I are making a comic called Shipwrecker together, and I'm fine with it. You know, however long it takes, because that's the wonderful thing about making comics in the modern era, indie comics like we're doing, is it's better for us to take our time, not stress out, and then you launch your campaigns on Kickstarter or Indiegogo. I'm still not sure which way we're going to go. I don't honestly know the big differences between the two. But when the comic is essentially done. Well, if you're smart, you launch your Kickstarter and you're going to go.
Yeah.
When the comic is essentially done, and then you just let the chips fall where they may. Collect up a little money to help you with your printing processes. Find yourself some subscribers and backers, and I think it's going to be fun, man. I think it already is fun. Of course, I want us to be successful too, but
yeah, exactly. Looks like
we're
from Green Lantern down here.
Oh, let's see. Yeah, let me see what's going in there.
No, I have never drawn myself as a superhero, to be honest. I drew my face once as some goofy looking guy, but that was about it. Actually, I did do myself as it was a Halloween one, but I can't find the piece of paper that I drew it on. There was like a hunchback. I drew myself as a hunchback, right? But I cannot find that. I don't know where it is, what book it's in. I can't even find my old little scrapbooks that I had. But it was pretty funny. But I did draw my wife as a superhero once. She deserves it more than I do.
I wouldn't disagree with that.
Yep.
I don't think I've ever drawn myself.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
as
funny,
a joke, yeah.
Some page, like you go on Twitter or whatever, and some artists will do like drawings of themselves as like their avatar.
Yeah.
But I mean, the problem with that is I don't think they've made a high enough quality marker or pen to capture my handsomeness.
That's it. That's the problem.
Dang
right
it, Duchess! I can hear you again.
That's your problem, huh, sir?
That's the problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one as well.
Once the quality gets there, then no, I've drawn I drew my friend commissioned me to draw his kid on the body of Green Lantern, and I did that. And lady I know commissioned me to do draw her husband or her fiance on the body of Superman. I actually had that commissioned twice, 2 different ladies, but never myself. But the good news about that is, if you're really interested in that in GLHG, if you're really interested in seeing Jarrod in art form, the statue of David by Leonardo is pretty close.
There you go. Question answered.
There you go. Not truthfully, but it's answered. People are getting to see how comics are made tonight.
Yep.
So I'm doing this on a blue line, and just for those of you who may not know, I may be boring the people who do, but Wendell does the pencils, scans it in, sends it in pencils into me, minus a gun in this case. I have these printed out at my local print shop. There's a special blue code. There's a code number, the printer color code that this is printed out on. And this is what it's affectionately called blue line, because then I go over and I ink it. And what blue line means is this particular shade of blue. When I scan this back on my regular scanner and I tell it to scan black and white, it will not pick up any of that blue. It'll only pick up what I inked. So that's why you use a blue line. It'll look much cleaner. I mean, Wendell's pencils are wonderful, and they're already pretty clean, but it'll be really clean and smooth. And that's basically my job as the inker.
Yep.
Make it clean and smooth.
Every step has a process which improves the work. Well, that's the intent.
Let's see. GLHC said, I think David's statue just cried. See, you're out to hurt my feelings tonight, Gio. We're in the zone now. We're quiet.
Yes, yeah, I just think of that too.
It's just that's fine. I'm doing this like going right along this edge here. I don't want to go over or under. I want to go right on that line. There we go. Yeah, all my concentration.
I actually got to learn how to do that blue line stuff.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. When you're free, I know you're a busy man these days.
Oh, it's just a matter of me looking up that code for you. I mean,
yeah, I've heard about it.
I'm gonna see me get my phone here. Google it right now.
Yeah, I've heard about it before, but I have no idea how to.
Of course, I get like 16 different codes, and I'm not sure which one it is. That our boy Ace Wheelie knows.
Yeah.
Because we discovered that like halfway through issue 2 or maybe near the back of issue 1, because I was inking over just printed out like in grayscale,
right,
Wendell's pencils, and then Ace was going in like painstakingly digitally after I'd scan them in and deleting things that weren't inked. Like it took forever. And then we found out about this whole blue line thing that comic pros have been doing since
Yeah,
ever.
I mean, like I said, I have heard of it. I had no idea how to do it.
But it's all it really is. Like I said, it's just scanning in your pencils and then printing it out with that color code, which I can find out easy because my print shop uses it. And I have them printed on
but then you ink on top of the blue lines, you're saying?
Yep. I have them printed on a pretty good cardstock paper. One, because I just like the way it takes the ink, and two, like I said, if later on I want to sell pages from the book, the client gets a nice page,
Right.
In fact, I've still got a bunch of pages left from Nate when we did Hamilton versus Burr, a Werewolf Tale, another visual aid, available on theyardsaleartist.com. I have a bunch of the original pages from Nate still. And so when we do Francisco Stein, which is the next book I'm working on with him, when I do the Kickstarter, one of the more higher tier Kickstarters will probably come with original pages from Hamilton versus Burr. And of course, I'll have the original pages from Francisco Stein itself. So those will be perks. And then with Shipwrecker and Francisco Stein, what I'll do is I'll invest a little money into getting a big name, recognizable name artist to do a cover for us.
Yep.
We can make that a perk to get the bonus cover.
Exactly. what it's all about.
I've already got a buddy of mine. If you've never checked him out, he's an amazing. He's probably the best digital artist I've ever seen.
Nice.
His name is John Pinto, spelled just like the bean. And yeah, he's down for doing some cover work. So
is he on Instagram?
I definitely will get. I know he's on Facebook, but I'm not sure about. Okay. I always see him on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm not on Facebook. I probably got a Facebook account as well.
I will definitely get an alternate cover, probably for both Shipwrecker and Francisco Stein from John, and then probably one other one. I'll probably be able to con Beatty into doing one. That's what he gets for being a friend of the show.
Yep.
But you know what? While we're pumping Beatty, if you haven't already, we'd appreciate if you subscribe to his channel, John Beatty Art. I'm a frequent guest there. Mark's been on before.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, I must say.
Yeah, if you like to watch people make art,
that's the place
this
to be.
Channel and that one. I'm sure there's others.
Yeah,
those are the two I'm familiar with.
Yep, that's one of them.
Oh, let's see. Checking the chat.
I'm being off camera here. Sorry about that.
The Duchess is seeing if anybody's got any ideas for you to draw on upcoming stream. Jelly, she loves Green Lantern. Punisher would be nice.
Cool.
And I think Mark's style would make a nice Punisher.
You know, I don't think I'm ever drawing the Punisher, to be honest. That'd be a nice one.
Yeah, and then Chola for the Wolfpack talks about Batman and Wonder Woman.
Yep.
I've seen your Wonder Woman before. I don't know if I've seen you do a Batman.
I've done a few Batmans. Batman's kind of difficult, to believe it or not. But I can do it. I can do one of this as well. I think it'll be nice. Hey, and it's all about these people that are supporting us, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I do. You know, we should do that. We should, especially once I get out from under all my commissions.
Yeah.
We should make Tuesday night the request show.
Yeah, exactly.
I do a thing. I should do this one Tuesday night because I do a thing at all my con appearances. I do free 3-minute sketches for the kids.
Nice.
So like the kid comes up, what's your favorite character? You know, and then, you know, I pray to God that they say Batman or Spider-Man or somebody I know how to draw, and they never do. They're always like some
odd guy, isn't it?
Some anime stuff that I've never heard of is what I always get.
Yeah.
And so I look it up on my phone, you know, and then I got like a 3-minute sand timer, like an actual sand timer that does 3 minutes. So they watch the timer and I sketch as fast as I can. And, you know, sometimes it comes out good and sometimes it doesn't, but, you know, it's free. So you get what you pay for. And
yeah, exactly. And fun. I'm sure it's pretty fun.
And it's fun. Yeah, that's the best part.
Because the main thing, you know, you're just trying to keep people, you know, giving them a reason to come back to your store.
Mm-hmm. I like to make it fun for the kids.
Yeah, you have to be interactive.
There's a lot of benefits to the 3-minute sketch thing that I do. And I'll be honest with you, my favorite is, you know, makes the kids happy. It keeps me sharp. It gives me a little something to do while I'm sitting there.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a fun little challenge game.
Exactly.
And then, you know, sort of selfishly from a marketing point of view, parents come and they spend 3 minutes at your table.
Exactly.
While you draw for their kid. And they've been very generous in my tip jar. And I thank each and everybody out there, whoever tips me.
And it's a guaranteed 3 minutes.
Yeah. And then they usually find something they want to buy while they're standing there.
Yep.
I mean, I've had some ridiculously generous parents though tip me in that jar.
Yeah, but you have to, right, man. You have to cater to the fans, huh?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Make them feel comfortable because I think, like we were talking about, I think before, it's nothing worse than you go up to somebody like, but you idolize your hero, and then it's like they just shut you right down, you know?
Nope. Yep. Treat everybody like the way I want to be treated. That's the way I do it.
That is it.
It's funny you mentioned that, you know, go up to somebody you idolize or something, because, you know, I'm a low tier artist.
Right.
Not famous by any means.
Yeah, well,
infamous is probably a better word, but
hey, bro.
So I was at Dragon Con one year and I was setting up, and they made a mistake on their map. And I mean, it takes me a while to set up because I got this big wall that I build out of wood.
Oh, nice.
Because I got to hang all my paintings on. I need something very sturdy to hang paintings on. So I build this like 6 foot wall, 6 by 6 foot wall out of wood that you would use to make a fence. Anyway, it's a whole production.
Yeah.
It takes me a good hour to hour and a half to get a good setup done. And I finally got all set up, and they came up to me and they're like, "Oh, we made a mistake.
In the wrong spot.
You're in the wrong spot."
Good,
and it's our fault because we flipped the map by mistake. And I was like, "You gotta be kidding me."
Yeah.
They were really nice about moving me, but the funny part was the guy was like, he's kind of like trying to sell me on it, like it was in my best interest to move, because he's like, when people come looking for you. And I was like, let me stop you right there. Nobody in the history of the world has ever like walked into my table, checked their map, and looked at me and be like, "You're the yard sale artist." I was like, that has never happened. Right. And then the very next year at Dragon Con, that exact thing happened. Somebody walked up, checked their map, and they're like, "You're the yard sale artist, right?" And I was like, "Oh my, I swore to that guy this would never happen."
I'm famous
with this one person. And he was too. He was like, I checked out your page, and I'm really interested in Hamilton versus Burr, and I want to pick up a copy. And I was like, wow.
I said, hey, buddy, hard work pays off at some point in time. You know?
He was like, "Can I get a picture with you?" I was like, "Can I get a picture with you?" The only person who's ever done this.
Had to make you approve it, didn't I?
Yeah, I got to prove that you were here, man.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. I have some interesting tales to tell.
But there's I'm just sorry that our location makes it extremely difficult to get to these cons.
Well, I think I have a solution for that.
Yeah.
I think you need to start Bermuda Con. And I mean, I'll go.
Hey, it's not a bad idea.
It's not, because a lot of these comic creators would love to take a trip to Bermuda.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere. You know what I mean?
But the question is, the island in general, is there enough?
Well,
pop culture.
That's probably part of the problem.
Support.
Right. That's probably. Yep.
But hey, man, I've been to some cons in some places where I was like, some small cons, where I was like, there's just no way this place is going to show out for it, and they do.
Yeah.
I mean, I do a con here in my hometown of Ozark, Alabama. You couldn't find that on a map if you wanted to.
Right.
And they still put thousands of people through the door. Thousands. So you never can tell.
And I mean, and then and like you say, you never knew until you did,
Mm-hmm. Telling you, man, you go ahead and start Bermuda Con 2021. I'll sign me up as a guest, provided I'm allowed to sleep on your couch or something.
Yeah. So we can squeeze you in somewhere.
And the Duchess is like, who is that on the couch?
I'll be like, that's your mate Jarrod.
She'll be like, he looks just like the statue of David. She called breaking the joke back, people.
Yeah.
Oh, let me check the chat. I've been going on too long. Next week, Tuesday, we'll draw from a hat and see who wins. We're going to find out what Mark's going to do next week, Tuesday at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern, 4 Mountain, 3 Pacific, 7 p.m. Bermuda time. I never get tired of saying that.
I got to remember, so when I post off and attach it to it, I get your time right.
You're always +2 from me.
Yep.
Oh, let's see what else is going on in the chat. That's right, GL. He says we all win with Mark's art. That's true. I mean, look at that.
Thank you.
Looking dope.
Thank you very much.
GL, she says, FYI, Jarrod, if I catch you at a con, I'm asking for the Longbox Crusade crew sketch 3 minutes, right? Now, he brings up a good point, because I get that. Like, people like to challenge me. They're like, oh, you do 3 minute sketch? Well, let me challenge you. And I'm like, you do realize that the harder you make this, the crappier the sketches you're going to go home with. Like, This is, I mean, if you want to craft, I had a lady at my last appearance at Second and Charles a couple weeks ago. She came up to me and straight up told me, "I'm going to challenge you. I want you to draw my tattoo." She rolled up her arm and she showed me her tattoo, and I actually nailed it pretty good.
Yeah.
And in fact, she was impressed, and it was one of those where I kind of impressed myself. I was like, "Holy crap! I actually pulled it off."
For 3 minutes, huh?
Sometimes it happens, man. Sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. Believe you me, that's art.
But yeah, I've always like when a kid says, I'm like 3-minute sketch. What's your favorite character, kid? And they're like, Batman. I'm like, sweet, because I can draw a pretty good Batman in 3 minutes.
But I never even tried, to be honest with you.
Gosh, I get these. Like I said, we should do that one night just for fun.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, I mean,
just set the 3-minute timers and do about a dozen of them. Take a couple minute break between each one.
Yeah, we can invite our guests to partake as well.
That's right. And if you see one you like, I'll sell it to you for $5.
Yeah, exactly. 3-minute sketch, $3.
There you go. Just got to make it viable from Bermuda, though. You got to make sure that because it'll be like $23 for shipping.
Yeah, exactly. 23
so you'd be like, make sure you pick a few sketches.
And I think that's part of the problem as well, because I was telling my wife that I think I got to drop my prices down, but then the shipping is like, oh man.
I think your prices are good. I really do. I mean,
well, yeah, and it is like, as you understand, as a fellow artist, it is time consuming regardless. Like people, it's difficult for people to pay a certain price for art when they don't understand it. But it's, like you said, it's a lot of work goes into it. Like you said, penciling out a page could take anywhere from like 8 to 12 hours. To do a page.
Yeah, I think your prices are a steal for your quality.
Yeah.
It just, it's like you always say, all about getting your name out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're slowly making that happen with the yard sales stream.
And Jarrod, I was sitting here thinking earlier, and I said to myself, don't lose. I don't want to lose the love and the passion for drawing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you can tend to sort of get caught up in that money side of things.
Yeah.
Which is a natural thing, but you have to still remember because you love to draw. You know what I mean?
Yep. Just exactly like we were talking about before. That's why I didn't do the commission piece, the 9x12 I need to do tonight, because I just knew I was tired and I needed to do something just a little mindless, and because I don't want to sacrifice. I don't want to sit there and get mad.
Exactly.
I don't want to sit there and be like, I'll just come together, and now I have to start over, and
it gets frustrating.
Let's see what's going on in the chat. Chola's being a night owl again. Let's see. Ronald says, no, I want to see 3-minute, 30-minute, and 3-hour sketches from all of you. Same character. Now that's a challenge.
Yeah, that is a challenge. Sure we could work something out.
3-hour. I don't know about that one, but
yeah, that has to be done off stream.
And let me tell you, if we're crowning winners and losers, let's just go ahead. We all know Bermuda Mark is going to win that 30 minutes. That dude could do more than 30 minutes than I've ever seen anybody do.
Believe you me, I wouldn't take that challenge, because it's just like you say, it depends on what type of art day you're having. Because I've had some rough days here, believe you me.
Now, what we need to do, here's what we need to do. We need to do the pros versus the semi-pros. And we need to get Mike Zeck on Beatty's channel.
Yep.
And then Zeck gets 30 minutes to sketch something and hand it to Beatty. And then Beatty gets an additional 30 minutes to ink it. And then me and you do the same thing.
Yeah.
You sketch something 30 minutes and then I ink it for 30.
Now that'd be a lot of fun.
And that would be a lot of fun. And see, I like making bold challenges like that, because there's no way we lose. And I'll explain that. sure, they may have a better product, right? But we'll get
Yeah,
mad street cred just for going up against them.
exactly. He was gonna say, "Oh, this guy's a brave." Who are these guys?
I was at a con once with Beatty, and he came over and he was kind of clowning this piece that I had inked. He always likes to clown because like I hadn't done the backgrounds, and somebody wanted to buy it without the background. I'd only inked the figure, and he was like, "Oh, you're not even gonna ink those background? Oh, come on now." And I said, "Well, all right." I said, "Tell you what, let's have an inking contest right now. So somebody get us a blue line. We'll see who's the winner." And everybody was like, "What?" And I told Beatty, I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna beat you, but I just got mad street cred for like even
Exactly.
trying."
For calling the challenge, huh?
That's right. Sometimes if you're just willing to try it, you get the street cred.
It takes a lot to draw like in front of people. I'll tell you that much.
It does. It's always fun because it's weird too, because you never, well, maybe you do, but I never truly get used to it. Like every con I go to.
No, I wouldn't get used to it.
I've probably been to like 20.
Yeah.
But that first time someone drops that sketchbook in front of me, I'm like, oh man.
You feel nervous, huh?
But then I have to remind myself, okay, you've done this several times.
But I think that will get me, like you said, every time. Well, even coming for these streams, I got a bit nervous. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The streams do help overcome it. But I was at a con. I mean, is Kaz in the house?
Yeah, he just popped in.
Yay.
And Pat, how you doing?
What up? Pat's in the house. Yeah, DJ Cristados in the house.
But yeah, back to what we were saying. I mean, it's nerve-wracking. I can imagine. But the thing is, you have to remember too that most people, they're gonna like what you do, regardless. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's one thing I always remind myself too. That even if you're like, man, I really like this piece. Most people are like, this is phenomenal because they
they say, oh, that is cool.
They don't have the ability that we do.
Right. They don't notice a lot of things that you would notice in certain things.
Well, yeah, you heard it here first. Jarrod and Mark are throwing down the gauntlet on Zek and Beatty.
Yeah. The challenge is out
there. We're gonna get buried, and we know it, but we just want the street cred for attempting it. So I will now tell a story from my life because I don't do that enough on this show. I heard that, Duchess.
I was laughing at Ron.
Ron's good for a laugh. I'll tell you, he's a funny guy. And a good dude, too, man. He brings me snacks and stuff when I was at the cons. Takes care of me. He's a good dude. He's a good big brother.
That works.
So, speaking of challenging people who are way better than you, I went to Puerto Rico. That's where my wife is from. I don't know if you know this, but in Puerto Rico, dominoes is a very serious thing. Not the pizza, but the game. The game dominoes, they make special tables that you play dominoes on.
Right. Can't say that I knew that.
Her grandfather is and has been for many years that region's domino champion. And so I'll go to visit, and he's like, let's play dominoes, and I'm like, here we go. Because he's like awesome at it. And I'm like, okay, I'll play dominoes. And there is a certain amount of luck involved in domino.
Right.
You can get lucky, and there's like a certain hand you can get that actually breaks the game. And if you're able to play it, you win. Well, guess what I got?
That hand.
I got that hand.
All right.
And I beat him on my first game.
It made you look like a pro, huh?
And I was like, I just beat the regional champion.
But then you got to act all calm.
I know, man. I strutted like I was somebody, and it was
like you
nuts. He was like, let's play again. And I refused to play. I was like, nope, I'm the reigning champion, and that's going to be it for me.
You got that right.
That's it for Jarrod. I'm the champ.
It's all over.
He's like, he was so funny. He was like, borderline get mad about it. Come on, let's play again. Let's play again. No, man, I'm good.
No, I didn't know Dominic being on there like that.
Oh, dominoes, man. The Puerto Rican culture loves them some dominoes.
All right, let's clean up this
Let's see what else is going on. Dr. Kaz, any ex-women? Nice. I think he's putting in requests with the Duchess.
Yeah.
I know Ron and I are both big fans of Storm.
I don't think I'm drawn to many of these people.
That Hulk is looking incredibly good, my friend.
Yeah, thanks. I'm trying to clean it up, being it's gonna be just your raw pencils, you know what I mean? Sometimes you can't be in for losing, because I mean, if I'm gonna ink it, I don't have to do so much. You know, but then I didn't want to ink it, but now the pencils I gotta do so much cleaning.
I can't remember. Did Dr. Kaz ask for that to be inked?
No, he wants it in pencil.
Oh, okay. So your pencil's gonna be real tight.
The door he wants inked.
That's right. The Thor he wants inked.
So I'll make it look nice for him.
What I'm doing down here is I'm bolding the outside lines because this character is closer to the camera than this character, so I'm giving him a thicker outline so he'll pop a little more in the foreground. It's just in case any of our people watching are interested in this kind of thing.
Sounds good to me.
The unappreciated work of the inker, my friend.
Hey, I'm telling you, believe it or not, the all jokes aside, inkers take a lot of licks.
Yep. Basically, we'd be going at 51 minutes, and I inked a panel out of 5. Oh, and I still have to go back and put that gun in, but I'll do that at the very end. In fact, just to be on the safe side, tip for all you artists out there, I will scan it in and then go do the gun. Because that way, if I screw up the gun,
I make a mistake.
I can go back to my scan
Yep.
and just print that out and then just keep trying to add the gun until I get it the way I want it.
Certainly.
These are the inside secrets you get from the yard sale artist. Speaking of which, I do need to take a minute to say thanks. I see we've gotten some more love on Facebook with hearts and thumbs up. Thank you, guys. We got a good handful of watchers in right now. I hope Dr. Kaz is loving that Hulk piece because I think it's coming out real well. In fact, let's take a minute to just zoom in on Mark's table. Man, he's got some vein work in there, some shading. Oh my goodness, that's awesome.
Well, Kaz, let me know how you like the hand before I go too far.
I hope you like it because
if I need to change it again.
It was about 50% bigger if I remember.
Yeah. No, I was planning to take a shortcut. I can't deny it, you know. sometimes you gotta
play the game.
But sometimes you don't.
I see you mocking the 3-minute challenge, the 3-minute sketch challenge in the chat there, GLHG. Whenever you want to get out the old sketch pad and go, we can go, man. He's sticking it to me over there.
Well, I can't run my mouth yet. I'm gonna practice on 3-minute sketches when we go off the stream. Then I can run my mouth.
That's right. That's half the fun is just seeing how they come out.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the tricks of the trade that I've learned on 3-minute sketches is, somebody asked for, Wonder Woman. No matter what, I almost always pull up a reference, and I always Google Wonder Woman, and I add this keyword: animated.
Oh yeah.
If you find an animated version, it's a lot easier to get a decent looking Wonder Woman in 3 minutes. Sometimes I'm feeling froggy and I just go off of memory.
Right.
But most of the time, even if it's a character I know pretty well, like the only ones I don't really look up are like Batman and Spider-Man, because I kind of have a go-to for those.
Right. Yeah, because animated is a lot
Yeah.
easier.
I do a lot of animated style when I'm at the cons, like when people want sketchbooks and stuff. Because then I know I can give them something good.
Right, exactly.
One of the first sketchbooks I ever got asked to do was a black canary. A guy had a whole sketchbook of nothing but black canaries.
Oh, nice.
And I did an animated one from the Justice League cartoon. I was happy with it. I did a nice full page, and then
That's a good idea. I would never thought about that, but that's actually a good idea because it's certainly a bit easier than
yeah, it's
doing it too much, especially for the time frame you're working with.
exactly. You're sitting at a
Yeah.
table and you've got
Yeah.
maybe 60 minutes at the most, really.
Right,
So I was happy with how it came out,
right.
and he paid me well. I do another thing I do, kind of a marketing / fun thing I do, is when people bring sketchbooks and say how much, I always tell them you came to the right place, because I also get very experimental in sketchbooks. I try
Right.
different things, and I tell them I'm going to draw whatever you want, and when you come back, you can pay whatever you want.
Yeah,
I say, I'm going to get experimental. You don't like it, then don't pay.
exactly.
And I've never had anybody like take advantage of me. They've all always
like say,
paid.
oh, that looks like trash. I'm not paying. Or they love it. You know what I mean?
I'll put it to you this way: I've always gotten paid more than what I would have asked for.
But that's probably the best way to go about it. Because then you're not putting pressure on anyone either.
No, and I make that very clear to them too, because that can be like a pressure feeling from the other side.
Yeah.
Name your own price. Well, I don't want to insult you, blah blah. And I look at them and I very calmly say, I don't want to insult or pressure you. You cannot insult me. Whatever you want is fine. I'm gonna be there's gonna be no outcome here where I'm gonna give you a dirty look or whatever.
Right. Well, say, man, you could have gave me more than that.
Yeah, no, I said that's not gonna happen, and I really put them at ease, and it's always fun. Let's see. All right, AU Falling Up is showed up in our chat he's watching over on Twitter. Good client of mine, really appreciate him. War Eagle to you, AU Falling Up. Who is Hulk's nemesis? The government? Sometimes. I consider like his main villain to be the leader.
What's that guy name that always chases him? I can't remember
Oh, General Ross?
Yes, General Ross. I mean, I know the Abomination was one of his villains that he fought a few times.
Yeah, I would definitely Abomination. I would say Abomination, leader, General Ross.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the Hulk is just a great character.
Yeah, I love the Hulk. I always have.
Now, I heard a story, and I don't know if it's true. It certainly sounds true, and I hope it is. But I mean, most comic book fans know that when the Hulk debuted, he was gray.
Yes.
But I also heard that he was always intended to be green.
Yes.
And that when they wrote it down on the chart to be colored, they put GR for green.
Right.
The colorist colored it gray.
Yeah.
I heard that's how that happened.
Right. And I also heard that they didn't have proper ink then to make him green.
Oh.
I heard that as well, but your part makes sense as well, where they just mixed it up.
Either way, I love the Hulk. I like him best green. I know he's gone through the gray phases a few times, and Mr. Fix-It is fun when he's Joe Fix-It.
I just think the green has in my eyes, that's what I always came to know him as from the TV show and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I only learned later on, like when you start looking at getting into comics a bit about the gray, and then he had the red Hulk. I don't know what he was. I think he was a villain or something.
Yeah, that's GL just mentioned that. Ross is a Hulk now. He's the Red Hulk.
Right.
I agree with the Duchess. I think green is best.
Yeah, just looks cool. I like green anyway.
Yeah, and I love it matched with purple too. So the Green Hulk,
exactly.
Or like Green Goblin or the Joker, they all rock that green and purple.
That's right, isn't it?
Yep. And I love it. So you guys found out some interesting stuff tonight. Like I am a dominoes champion in Puerto Rico.
Yep. I couldn't tell you the last time I played dominoes.
The last time I played, I was in Puerto Rico. I'm not giving up my championship, man.
They ought to blame you.
And that Hulk is looking dope.
Yeah,
Dr. Kaz is definitely scoring on that one. That's amazing.
Well, I'm glad. I just want to keep the customers happy, you know, regardless pay or not. You still want to do good artwork, you know what I mean?
Well, I will forever be jealous of your mind's eye and ability to come up with those things. You know, I am admittedly an artist that needs a ton of reference.
Well, don't worry, I take reference too. Don't get me wrong. But I most of the time, I take some reference, but then you want your own imagination to filter into it as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So sort of.
I draw it's weird. Like if I just do purely my imagination, it's a very cartoony look.
Right.
I have a very cartoony natural thing. You obviously have basically mastered the art of comic book art.
Well, I wouldn't say massive, but getting close.
It's heavily influenced by comic book art.
Right.
Mine is, I guess I'm more of a cartoonist in my soul because it definitely comes out cartoony.
But even some comic art, some guys is more realistic and some is more cartoony, you know what I mean? But that's just the style, huh?
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing.
Oh, you know what? I just saw sitting over here on my table. I'm going to grab it. This is one of my few pieces of original art that I've kept that I did. Since we're doing Hulks tonight, I'm going to go.
Oh, that is awesome.
I'm going to go big board. And again, you can tell it's I did a freeze frame from the movie.
Yeah,
but that's the reference.
I love the way you spot the blacks. That's one thing. It's very difficult spotting the blacks, I must say.
And the only reason I keep this one is because legendary Hulk writer Peter David signed it.
Oh,
and
nice.
I'm like, well, I'm keeping that.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're not going to get what you want, what it's worth to you. You know what I mean?
Yep, I got that one. And I think I've shown this one on the program before, but it's worth taking a look at if I can get it down. There we go. The Winston from the Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah, and that one I love as well.
He signed that one to me, so I was like, yeah, I'm keeping that.
Yeah, that's something for the collection.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
And he's such a nice guy. Oh, I got my remember that Ray that I drew with you on our first episode, I think.
Oh yes, that's right.
I got that back from my colorist.
Oh, nice.
I got to see if I can pull that up and show.
Yeah, please do. I would love to see that.
See if I can pull that up real quick. If it takes me more than 2 minutes, I'll abandon ship. But
yeah,
let's see. She sent me that last night. There it is. Let's see. Get your files, because she lives in India.
Nice.
We have to do like a file transfer thing.
Okay.
You have to go via transfer site because it's a big. She does it in a big TIFF, so it's a pretty large file.
That's amazing.
So transferring it now. And okay, there we go. Now I think I can go into our stream and mute myself. Let's see if okay, so now you can see my screen. It's crazy over there.
Yeah.
But it should, when I pull that up, you should be able to see it. Is that right?
Oh man. That is cool.
Yep, she did a excellent.
That's why I need to get a colorist as well, because it adds so much more to the photo, doesn't it?
It does.
I mean, it gives it like that finishing touch, I mean, obviously some things look nice in black and white, but some things look pretty awesome color.
Yeah, I am definitely happy with that. So I got 3 of the 4 Ghostbusters now. By the way, the original black and white on that, I'm going to put that up for sale because I just realized there's no reason for me to keep
Right.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually have it sitting right over here. I'll put it on the screen.
What you need to do is the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. That's what you need
I've done
to
a
do.
painting.
Because
Yeah,
that guy, I don't know.
There's the original piece.
Yeah.
If anybody needs that in their life, let me know. If you need a Ray from Ghostbusters or know somebody who loves Ghostbusters, I'll make them a good deal on it.
There you go.
Hit me up. I missed something in the chat. GL said, is that like when you steal all the trophies, Jarrod? I don't know what the topic was, but I can address that. You can't steal all the trophies if you've already won them, which I have. So I don't understand your line of logic, but oh, GL and his trophies.
They say you can't keep a good man down, huh?
So GL gives out trophies for every podcast episode we do in Longbox Crusade. And I vowed that this year I would claim every trophy, whether or not I actually won it.
There you go.
So that's been our ongoing bit in 2020 is I claim every trophy. Even when he's clearly stated that somebody else has won it, I'm like, thank you very much. It's a fun game we're playing.
Nothing wrong with that.
I live in my own reality, GLHG.
I'm surprised no one has taken that Ghostbusters piece yet.
Oh yeah, it'll move. I guess I wasn't really pushing it before because it
that's
didn't
true
even
as
occur
well,
to me that I was gonna.
Right.
I was like, well, I guess I'll sell it. I've sold the I did a Pete Venkman. Of course, you've seen the Winston. I kept that because he signed it.
Right.
And I've got Bill Murray's Pete Venkman, and that one sold at a con I was at in Birmingham, Alabama. Someone bought the original. So anyway, that'll be up for grabs. Tell your Ghostbusters friends if they want an original piece by the yard sale artist. I'll do it on the cheap.
There you go.
If somebody commissioned me for that, that would probably be about $75 for 11 by 17 ink work like that. But since I did that one all willingly on my own, I will cut that down to $50.
There you go.
And you can watch a video of me drawing it.
Can't go wrong.
Bonus. You know any Ghostbusters people? And I am the yard sale artist, so you're always allowed to negotiate.
Yep.
That's how yard sales work. That's another thing I have to tell my customers at the cons. Kind of put them at ease. Because, like, I don't know. I guess they've had bad experiences with artists before who are, like, insulted if they make an offer.
Right.
I've actually seen artists complain about that on social media and stuff. Like, I saw one who actually said, this is not a yard sale. You do not get to negotiate prices. And I'm like looking at my sign that says yard sale artist. I'm like, mine is literally it says yard sale.
That's exactly what I am.
I mean, I get it. I get taking pride in your work. I really do. And that's cool and all. But don't make, this is just Jarrod talking, my opinion. Don't make the customers and clients feel like they've violated some sacred trust.
Exactly.
You don't have to be a jerk when you say it. I mean, you can tell them, no, the price on this one's not negotiable. That's the best I can do. And that's all you have to say. You don't have to. You don't have to belittle anybody.
No.
And again, I'm quite the opposite. I encourage them. I'm like, hey, you see something you like, make an offer.
Yeah, exactly.
The absolute worst outcome is I go, nah, I gotta get a little more than that. We part ways as friends. Yeah, that's fine with me.
But you have to also realize too, what you see in certain things, other people don't see.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
Like I said, some of the stuff where I felt people would have loved it, they didn't show the response that I thought they would have, and then quite the opposite for the things where I just rushed it together.
Yeah, I know.
And
so weird.
You know, I remember I was telling you before, and the people would just, I mean, the stuff, people get like a whole bunch of likes or whatever, you know, and I'm saying, man, that was something I just slapped some people pay.
I've been there.
I'll spend 12 hours doing something. It's like, man, this is cool. And
it gets like 3 likes.
Yeah,
And then the
exactly.
thing that you just kind of pooped out in about an hour, people
Yeah,
are like, "This
exactly.
is amazing." All right.
But that's just it, you know. You never can see. You never can tell. Oh, I gotta do something right here.
I'm gonna extol some more advice for people going to cons. I'm
Yeah.
I'm in an advice giving mood. Artists need to realize that most of the folks that sat by their table are nervous to talk to you. We kind of talked about that. So
Right.
put them at ease. And fellow artists out there, listen up on this one. I mean, we all check our phones. It's normal. But don't keep your face in the phone the whole time.
Yeah.
I sell a lot of art. I sell better than I should for a person of my status at cons, simply because I will look up and smile and say, "Hey, how's it going?"
Yeah, you acknowledge. Yeah, you
I mean,
acknowledge
it's that
people,
easy.
and you make them feel comfortable and welcome.
Yeah. I tell them, "Come on up, take a look at because I keep portfolio books out. I say, flip through the books. That's what they're here for.
Yeah.
You know, find something you can't live without, and then we'll make a deal." You know,
I like
and
that too. There's something you can't live without.
yeah, I make a joke out of it, make it
Gotta
light.
have it. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Just gotta have it.
So here's my tip to people who aren't artists. So if you're in the stream right now, listen up. If you're going to a con, I got a tip for you. Especially if it's a large piece. And I'm thinking like, you know, as the art sale artist who paints on things, I'm thinking like paintings, big things, large scale paintings, things of this nature. And you like it, keep your eye on it. Hope that it doesn't sell. And then on the last day of the con, in about the last hour, you'll make an offer. Because I'm going to tell you right now, we do not want to put that stuff back in our car.
Yeah, I heard that.
I will sell it at a discount rate just to not have to carry it back to my car. Okay, that's the laziness kicking in, but
I can imagine it must be tiring.
you are very tired and you don't want to. Yeah. That's my tip of the day for people in the chat. Oh, my domino championship was not stolen, Gio. I won that game fair and square.
Yeah.
And you are right, Duchess. Some art sells for millions. Some of it I can look at and I go, yeah, I can see why. And some of it I go, I don't get it.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's all what people are willing to pay. But I mean, going back to what I said before, if you are an artist or interested in being an artist and selling art at a con or whatever, I am here to tell you, I have been at tables next to people in some cons put you in little clusters. And I have been I can look around and admit that I'm the least talented person in my area. And I will still consistently do well at shows.
Yeah.
Because of how I treat people.
Exactly.
So just keep that in mind.
That is half the battle. I mean, it's a no-brainer because I mean, obviously, you go into a store. No, you're gonna go back to the place where you got the better service, regardless, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like some people find that so hard to catch on to, but it's just a no-brainer, you know.
My brother told me at the last Heroes Con. He said you should start a business where you just coach other artists on how. Because he's sitting back and watching this from afar, and there's just so many folks that just stay in their phone and don't look up, or they'll be drawing, you know, because they've got a commission, and that's great.
Yeah.
But you have to have that sixth sense that you can tell when someone's at your table. So you put your pen down, you look up, and you smile. How's it going?
Find out what they're interested in or whatever. And if they leave, then you can go back to drawing.
Go right back to drawing. Yeah.
You know,
no harm, no foul.
Exactly. Especially since you made the effort to go all the way to the con.
I'll tell you what, though, some cons get loud. Like Heroes Con is always loud.
Right.
And I have to talk loud. And usually by the end of the first day, I've almost lost my voice. And It's an absolute adventure from there on in. Trying to talk to people. You would think a military guy like me I wouldn't lose my voice so easy, but
Yeah, you'd be used to shouting, huh?
it still happens. 2 years in a row at Heroes Con, I've lost my voice.
But that was like Bob Ross. I never knew that he was. When I read about him, that he was like an ex-military guy, you know?
Was he?
Yeah.
I
And
didn't
he
know
said
that.
the reason why he talked so quiet was because he vowed that he was never going to shout again once he left the military. Yeah, that I was surprised when I
I
read
didn't
that.
know that.
No, I mean, I learned. I know now, but I mean, I didn't know either. It was unbelievable. But that was the story anyway, you know.
That's cool. Chola's over there talking about British food.
Nice.
And it's funny you should say that, Chola. She said, "Don't be a spotted," and then she left the blank. If you know the British dessert, spotted dick. I think we know where she was going with that. But it's funny, like they're not even necessarily jerks or anything. It's just
Well,
artists are an interesting community because they tend to, you get like an 80-20 split. I feel like I think 20, and I fall into the 20 are people
right.
that like to talk and chat and blah blah blah, and then that other 80% is like just those introverts.
Yeah,
They're just like, I just want to draw the pictures and you hand me money and this is
Right.
uncomfortable.
exactly.
And they're not mean spirited. They just,
No, just
it's not their cup
One
of
of
tea.
they just like to draw in the bedroom, where it all began.
This is Jared's bane. This is the thing that just gets me every time. For some reason, I always get stuck at the con with a table right next to or very, very near someone who their like gimmick to get people to come over is some kind of noisemaker.
Oh, nice.
Which is nice for the people that are walking by, but when you're sitting at a table next to them for
All
3
day,
days on a weekend, I'm just like, I'm going to murder this person.
You must be like, okay, I'm ready to get out of here.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I get why they're doing it and all that. I get it.
Exactly.
And I want them to have success, but I'm just like, oh my gosh, with the noisemaker.
Yeah, like they couldn't find some other way to do it. Couldn't find some other way, but these ones sounds like fun. It sounds like a lot of fun,
Overall, it's a
I mean,
blast.
I understand it's a lot of work that goes into it, but yeah.
You definitely are exhausted. I mean, some of these guys, I don't get it because they're all like, you're closing up your table for the day, and you're going to be back in the morning, and
right.
They're like, we're all going karaoke tonight. You want to go? I'm like, are you crazy?
Yeah,
I'm
but
freaking
that's some
tired.
people. Some people are just party animals,
No, man. I'm like,
Non-stop.
no. I can't get back to my room fast enough and, order a pizza and go to sleep.
So does your family ever go to any with you? Or
Sometimes my wife really wanted to a lot at the beginning.
right.
And she still wants to, but like I had to make it kind of clear to her that this is work.
Right, exactly.
I am not going to be able to give you nor the kids the attention. I don't mind if they come, and she does that. Okay, long story short, she'll come, but she'll only come to the con for maybe an hour or maximum 2 hours each day, maximum. Otherwise, she's like taking the kids to the sites, depending on what city we're in. If we're in Atlanta, they go to the aquarium, and in Charlotte, I can't remember where they went. I think they went to a museum or a zoo. I can't remember. But she kind of takes the kids off to do something.
Right.
Jordan sometimes will stay with me because he's 13 and he likes to draw.
Oh, okay.
So that was funny at the last Heroes Con. Last year, there was a table 2 tables down from mine where the people didn't show up.
Oh, right.
So Jordan took a couple of my art supplies and a blank card and went down there, and he drew a Godzilla piece.
Nice.
And he wanted to get $20 for it.
Nice.
So all these people are walking by, and it just looks like he's like his 12-year-old kid with his own table. And I swear it was less than 10 minutes before somebody stopped at his table and was like, "What do you want for that Godzilla piece?" And he was like, $20, and they gave it to him.
Yeah, I figured you guys to get rid of it.
I was like, "Are you kidding me?
Yep.
I can't sell things that fast."
Yeah, exactly.
I was so proud of him.
Went for the youth card.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a long answer to say that sometimes they come, but they don't really hang out at the con.
Yeah.
Because we definitely learned that it's just work for me.
Well, right. That's it. It's not right. But it sounds like a trip or whatever, but until you get there and you realize, okay, well, it is kind of busy.
I mean, I even go so far as like, as I've told you before, I stay at Airbnbs most of the time when I go.
Right.
And I go out of my way to get an Airbnb where I can have my own room.
Oh yeah.
Even if my family's there, I sleep in a room separate because I need the rest.
Right.
Like I can't do a hotel room where my kids are tossing and turning all night and keep
right. It's just right. It's just distraction, and then you can be tired the next day.
Tired all day. Yep.
And it must make for some long days, I must say.
On one hand, yes. On the other hand, they go by surprisingly fast.
Okay, right. But I mean, hey, if God spares my life, I definitely want to get to a con, obviously. Rather just to spectate or whatever, you know.
Yep. I have a strong feeling that we will link up at a con one day.
Yeah, I do.
Mhm.
I mean, we'll come this far, huh?
Yep.
You know what I mean? So hey.
Yep, indeed. Especially when you set up Bermuda Con and I'm like the first guest book for the show.
Yeah. That sounds like a winner. That sounds like a winner, Jerry.
There you go. I know they've done like cruise cons before.
Right.
You go with the cruise and it's got all these famous comic creators on it.
That must be cool.
Yeah, I cruise a lot with my family, with my wife especially. It's kind of like our special getaways. We'll do cruises.
Right. But I never been on a cruise. Never been on a cruise.
Oh man, it's good times.
Yeah, so I heard. I mean, to believe you me, so I've heard. You know. A couple of my coworkers I work with, they travel quite often, so I never stop hearing about it. But hey, for me, it's a bit more difficult with family and all that,
I understand.
Yeah, brings us instead of problems.
GLHG sounded off in the chat. So that's right, folks. This channel will have a legacy. Jarrod Alberich, the art sale artist. Right now, he refers to himself as Jarrod Alberich, son of the art sale artist. And I actually do want to get him on too, because he's a good artist, especially cartoonist.
Yeah.
Like I said, my natural, when I just draw from my head, it's very cartoony. So I think he's got that gene for me. And I'd love to have him on here one time. I just want to make sure that I'm following all Twitter's rules since he's 13.
Right, exactly.
Or not Twitter, but YouTube.
Before they shut you down for good.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Something crazy like that,
get in trouble. Speaking of folks watching, we appreciate everybody who stopped by and saying hello. And we've got a good handful of people watching from. We're broadcasting on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. Thank you for spending your Tuesday evening with us.
Yep. It's always greatly appreciated.
And as always, if you wouldn't mind heading over to YouTube and giving us a subscription there. If you simply look up Yard Sale Artist, you will find me. And we would love a subscription. Sometimes half the fun of being an anchor is you look at something and you try to figure out what is happening here.
Yeah.
What is Wendell trying to convey with this drawing?
I do that with my own stuff, so I can't imagine what you're getting through. You know what I mean? I drew.
Usually I can read his intent pretty well.
Yeah.
And sometimes
Yeah.
it's not his fault. It's just when you print it in blue line, you do lose
Exactly. Yeah.
something, and you're like, okay, I guess
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
the thing.
make
Yep.
it.
Yep. Sometimes your pencil smudge and
Sometimes I gotta make up the answer. So it was Taco Tuesday here at my house. I made tacos for the family before I came on.
nice.
I made my very own taco seasoning for the first time. Instead of using the
Come
pack.
on.
And that was exciting and adventurous.
Hopefully everyone liked it.
Yeah, they did.
Good stuff.
I just realized I didn't have a packet of taco seasoning, so I went on
Yeah.
YouTube and I found a video of how to make your own, and they were like, chances are you have all these seasonings in your cabinet already.
Thank God for
And
YouTube.
I was like, you were right, I did.
Thank God for YouTube.
That's right. You learn how to do anything on YouTube.
I learned a lot. Believe you me.
Yeah, I need to spend a little more time there watching drawing videos and picking up some tricks.
Yeah. But the sad part is at the end of the day, if you don't draw, you're not gonna get any better.
Yippers. And that's why we're drawing every Tuesday night.
Yep.
And a
That's
whole
it.
bunch of pop-up live streams.
Here and there.
Like we've said many times, I really use those to keep myself on track.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Throw it out there as a live stream. Get the work done. Let's see. GLHG says a cruise con in the Bermuda Triangle might not be so good. Let's stick to the island.
Hey, man. Who knows?
You never know when the zombie pirates are going to show up. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
Could happen to anybody.
Not as bad as it seems. But the funny part is people fly through it all the time.
Oh, yeah.
They just don't realize it. You know what I mean? A lot of times people just don't realize they're flying through.
That's the key. You got to not know you were there.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, ink work. Why do you take so long?
Yeah, ink and something.
See, now you see why I had to pass off the ink work on Shipwrecker. Here we are at 1 hour and 28. I finished 1 and like 1/3.
Well, this whole piece I definitely needed to get it finished. So
I'm glad that this Tuesday night could be productive for your commissions list.
yeah, and we could get these off to Dr. Kaz, you know.
That's right. Speaking of which, if you need a commission out there from Mark or myself, you can always hit us up. You see our Twitter handles on the screen. We are always down for some commission artwork.
Yep.
Of course, tonight you don't get to really see me do art so much as you get to see me ink, which is an art of itself, of course. So if you need anything inked, you can also let me know, and I'll probably pass it on to Mark and make him do it.
Funny, I was thinking the same thing. That's the opposite way around.
Ah, I see. Oh. All right, that's as far as I've gotten so far. it's just sad when you look at it that way. But I will say this too, like I have taken days to ink a page before, but I'll sit down and just spend 30 minutes, leave and come back, just a little bit every day, and page will get done.
You get it done. I just think it's further than it was before.
Mm-hmm. Same thing with like my podcast editing. Fans of the podcast, how many of my podcast friends are in the chat tonight? I know the Wolfpack's here, and GLHG's here. I'll let you know that I was very close to finishing the edit on Jason and I's last action film, Face Off. I probably have about 10 more minutes of audio to edit on that, and that'll be ready. So, and the crew is getting together tomorrow night to record our Ricky Agent's graduation episode. So Delvin and Pat will be coming full agents tomorrow night.
Nice.
That'll be fun for all you folks who actually enjoy my podcasts.
I'm gonna have to try to tune in.
Yeah, I can send you the links.
Yeah.
The one thing that's nice about podcasts is they're great to listen to when you're drawing.
Yeah.
If I didn't have you to talk to in the sweet Beats Without Homes by till November, I would be listening to a podcast right now.
Yep. No harm in that. All right, Hulk.
How's that Hulk coming? Let's get the big board. You about done?
Yeah, coming along pretty good, I must say.
You basically are in charge of when we kill the live stream today, because when you feel like you're done,
well, I actually feel like I'm done.
We're at the 90-minute mark. I mean, I'll sit here. Like I said, this has been 90 minutes, and
yeah. I mean, I think we're good. My main thing once again was getting his hand done. And Dr. Chaos liked it, so success.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, then we can definitely wind it down. Let me do this next shading. And excellent. Then we're actually going to kind of stick to the 90-minute mark tonight, which is good.
Yeah. I mean, the time gets away from you so fast, it does.
Well, if you've got any burning questions left, now would be the time to ask them, because we're going to wind this down.
Yep.
I know I ran my mouth a lot about convention stuff tonight, hoping people find some of that interesting.
Yeah.
If not, I'll try to do better next time. I promise you.
I think any talking's a good thing,
And I've got the top panel done, and I guess about 30% panel number 2.
Looking good, Jarrod. Still got a ways to go, but hey.
Got a ways to go, but we'll get there.
Yep, you're getting there.
I'm just thankful that Wendell, all this takes place in some caves, which I would much rather ink than like going back to the reference of issue 1. There's a lot of stuff that happens inside of like facilities.
Oh yeah,
and there's like so many technical drawings.
Where the lines and all that
ruler
stuff.
Lines like crazy. There's that gun I've got to draw in his hand. Ruler lines like crazy. So once we got down into like look at all those ruler lines, it's crazy. Once we got down into the caves, it's nuts with all those ruler lines. Once we got down to the caves, I was like, sweet. Because that precision line work, you can't mess it up, or people will tell automatically.
Yeah,
in the cave, if you mess it up, you can always add an extra rock.
Very good.
Nobody will be the wiser.
Yeah, this type of lines have to be really, really neat and clean.
Yes. This is like, inside the spaceship, inside the facility. I was just like, enough. All right. Well, cool. And we will wind this down.
Yep.
Once again, I've been Jarrod Alberich, joined by Mark Hatherley, live and direct from Bermuda.
That's always a pleasure.
Let's see. Pull that. I'm going to give you the big board. And when you get a chance, pull that down there we go.
Yeah, let
Look
me
at that
try.
gorgeous Hulk that he's done. That's a commission piece. Gorgeous, gorgeous work.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see, but.
Oh, I got it. It's good. It's good.
Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm. If you need anything like that, a piece like that, just let us know. Even if you're watching this in the replay, you can leave a comment on the video. Your best bet is to do Twitter. You see his @handle at the bottom of the screen. I'm going to go back to do layout. You see my @handle at the bottom of the screen. We definitely appreciate everybody who stopped by and chatted with us. I'm really digging our usual group, with GLHG and Chola, and of course the Duchess, Ron, and Dr. Kaz, and I'm sure I'll forget somebody. All kinds of folks. We really appreciate it. Please spread the word. Greatly
appreciate it, I must say.
That's right. If you're checking us out on Facebook, where we've gotten a fair amount of love tonight, I really appreciate it. If you're checking it out on Twitter, we appreciate that. But most of all, if you wouldn't mind heading over to YouTube and giving us a subscription, that would be great. Other than that, I appreciate y'all coming out tonight, listening to the sweet sounds of Joe November. Please check out his new album, Beats Without Homes. Again, it'll say it's by Till November, Till November, Beats Without Homes, available on all your digital music platforms. I appreciate that. And of course, gonna tune in 1 week from tonight. We'll be back at 5 p.m. Central Time, Central U.S. Time, 6 p.m. Eastern, 4 Mountain, 3 Pacific, and 7 p.m. in Bermuda. And we're gonna find out what got drawn out of the hat for Mark to draw in our next episode.
Yeah, that should be interesting.
And gosh only knows what else I'll be doing. Probably the same page. You see how far I got in 90 minutes. But I told you it would probably take about 4 hours.
Yeah, it takes time. Yeah, it takes time.
That'll happen. So look forward to Cold Lightning. If you want to get a jump on Cold Lightning, by the way, you want to get your own copy of issue 1, they are available on my website. You'll get a signed copy from me. And that website is theyardsaleartist.com. You can definitely pick that up there. And I would greatly appreciate it. With that, I don't know anything else left for you. I see GLHC campaigning for a 3-minute challenge. I might just do one for you on the next episode. If I remember to bring my sand timer in, because it's out in my building, if I remember to bring it in, we'll do one just for fun.
Yeah, I'm in.
All right. Well, cool. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Dr. Kaz, and all those folks out there who are supporting us. We greatly appreciate it. Later on.